I set up a focus mode on my iPhone specially for photography, and now whenever I go out to take pictures, everything on my phone is dialed in. The right apps, the right lock screen, and zero distractions. Here's exactly how I did it. So here's my iPhone. Whenever I know that I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures, I just go into Control Center, go into Focus, and then turn on my photography focus mode. Once that's done, my main home page, which is what you're seeing right now, does not change at all. What changes though is my lock screen and my secondary home page, where all the photography magic happens. So before getting into the second home screen, let me lock my phone and show you what's in there. So this is my lock screen. In here, I have the time as usual. Then I have my battery widget here. 61% is the amount of battery that I have left on my iPhone. Yes, Cosmic Orange is the name of my iPhone. That's why it says that. And at the bottom here, you see I have changed my widgets. On the left, I have the Halide app. And on the right, I have the Kino app. The Kino app here does not have a lock screen shortcut. So what I've done is use the Shortcuts app on the iPhone to create a shortcut so I can just open this app when I want to. In case you didn't know, Halide is an app that lets you, manually focus and all that. I've been using it for a long time and I really love it. And the Kino app here is from the same team that did Halide. So if I open it, you can say it's a video app. But I'm not going to cover what this app does on this video. But if you're interested, let me know. I'll make a separate video on Kino and how I use it. So now let's get into the home screen. As I said before, the main home screen, nothing has changed. But if I swipe over to the second home screen, this is where all my photography stuff live. So this is the layout that works for me right now. This might change in the future, but I've experimented and this is what I've settled on. So on the top left here, you have the settings app. Yes, the settings app has nothing to do with photography, but I like it there because I tend to go into the settings app a lot. And then next to it, there's an empty spot. And then I have Google Maps. Why Google Maps? Because if I'm out and about on a photo walk, I want to know where to go next and stuff like that. And sometimes I might have a pre-planned route on Google Maps, which I can go back to it really quickly. That's why Google Maps lives there. And then the camera app. It's on the same position on the second home screen as the first home screen over here. I've kept it there because if I want to get into the camera, it doesn't matter which home screen I'm on, I can always get to it quick. Right below that are other camera related apps which I always use. I got Spectre here, which again is a great app from the same team that did Halide and Kino. The Spectre app is really great at taking long exposures and stuff like that. And right below that is the Halide app, which gives you great manual focus and all that, and I've been using it for years. And then right below that are both my video camera apps of choice. One is Kino, which I spoke to you about on the lock screen, and then I've got Final Cut Camera here. Because I've been trying to make more videos now, especially for my Instagram Reels and all that, so I've been experimenting with video a lot as well. So usually if I'm out in a photo walk, I would take a photo and if I think I could make a nice video here, all I need to do is come back to the home screen and my video apps are right here. And then if I move along, I have the Notes app here. Why the Notes app here? It's kind of the same reason as the Google Maps app. Sometimes when I'm out and about, I'll have a checklist of pictures I want to take. So if I'm on holiday and stuff like that, I can just open the Notes app. I'll have all my locations and stuff I want to take pictures there. Just a checklist comes in really handy. Above the Notes app is the DJI Mimo app. So I use this app for two different things. Number one is that I have the DJI Action 4 camera, which connects to this iPhone via this app. I've done some photo walk videos where the DJI Action 4 camera is mounted on my chest. And to make sure that, it's aligned properly and the horizon is in level and all that, I use the DJI app here to make sure that everything is all right. And then the other reason I use the DJI app, which I haven't used in a while, is because I have a DJI gimbal. I can't remember which version it is. And then I have the Photos app here as well. Goes without saying because sometimes I like to see the pictures I've just taken, which is very rare because, when I'm out and about, I don't like to keep looking at the pictures I've just taken. I leave that for when I come home. But Photos app, why not? It's there. And then there are two widgets. Number one, the batteries widget, because as I said before, I want to keep an eye on the battery level of all my devices, which is usually my Apple Watch, my iPhone, and my AirPods. And then the Solar Watch is an app that basically tells you when the sunrise and sunset are. So if you're a photographer and if you're chasing the golden hour and stuff like that, it's good to know when the sunset is. That's basically it. And you can see the dock doesn't change between the home screens, and I've kept it as it is. But yeah, that's basically my setup. Now, in case you do not know how to create a focus mode, let me quickly guide you through how to do it. The first thing to do is that you set up your home screen how you want it to be. This is what works for me. Feel free to experiment and play with it and set up your own home screen. This is my photography home screen, and this photography home screen comes up only when I turn the photography focus on. If not, you won't see this home page on my iPhone at all. So how do you set up a focus mode? It's really easy. Go into the settings app and then go into focus and then hit the plus button on the top right here. And in here, you could set up what kind of focus you want. I'm just going to go with custom. And then, you could pick a icon and all that. It's annoying that there's no photography related icon here. I would just love to see a camera icon or something here, but because it's not here, I've gone with the star icon. So if I bring my control center down, you can see the photography focus mode has a star icon because that's what I picked. But for this example, let me pick this square icon just for the sake of it. Pick a color, I'll pick orange, and then, name your focus. I'm just going to name it photography demo. Click next. And that's basically the focus mode created. If I go into customize focus, and in here, you could enable and disable, people who can contact you and all that. And, what apps you can get notifications from and all that, which I haven't changed, by the way, because even if I'm out and about, I want people to be able to get to me if they need me. But if you want to hide certain people from getting to you and all that, you can disable that here. I'm not going to derail this video into, what focus modes are and stuff like that. But the main important thing is in here, you can customize screens. So what I had done was going to pick your home screen that you want to see in this focus mode. So for me personally, it was the main home screen. I'm not going to change it. You can see I got so many other pages here, but the only other page I wanted for my photography focus was this one, right? Give it a take, and you can, enable smart activation and stuff. I like to manually turn this on when I want it to. And that's basically it. So now if I go into my, home screen and then turn off this focus mode, oops, there you go. If you look now, this is my secondary home screen, right? It's got all the social media apps and all that stuff in here. I've got other photography apps, by the way. Like if I open this, I've got plenty of other editing apps and camera apps and all that I'm trying out. But I don't use them all the time. This is why the focus mode really helps. So if I know I'm going to be serious about taking pictures, all I do is go into focus, and then pick the photography focus mode. Instead of my original one, I'm going to pick the demo one, which I just created. Basically, that's it. One focus mode and your iPhone stops being everything and starts being your camera. Next time you go out to shoot, you'll notice the difference. And if you want more iPhone photography content, do subscribe. There's a lot more coming. I'll see you in the next one.